Every hero has a beginning, and sometimes it starts in fear. But when God steps in, everything changes.
Have you ever felt too small, too afraid, or too unsure to do something big? Maybe you've thought, why me? Or what difference can I make? Well, let me tell you about a man named Gideon who started off hiding, but ended up leading, and how God used just 300 men to defeat an army of 135,000 soldiers. Yes, you heard that right. 300 against 135,000. This is the story of how God shows his power when we choose to trust him. Long ago, the people of Israel were in trouble. The Midianites, cruel and powerful enemies, kept attacking them. Every time they planted crops or raised their animals, the Midianites would come. They would steal everything and destroy what they couldn't take. So, the Israelites hid in caves, scared and hungry. This went on for 7 whole years. Finally, they cried out to God. And God heard them. He chose a man named Gideon. Now, Gideon wasn't a warrior. He wasn't rich or famous. And when we first meet him, he's hiding too. He's trying to thresh wheat in a wine press, so the enemy wouldn't see him. He was scared. That's when something amazing happened. An angel appeared and said,
"The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor."
Mighty man? Gideon must have looked around thinking, are you talking to me? He didn't feel mighty at all. He didn't feel brave or strong. He had doubts. He asked,
If God is really with us, then why is all this bad stuff happening?
But God answered kindly, "Go in this strength of yours. Have I not sent you? In other words, I'm with you, and that's enough." Still, Gideon was nervous. So he asked God for a sign. He placed a wool fleece on the ground and said, "If the fleece is wet and the ground is dry, I'll know you're with me in the morning." That's exactly what happened. But Gideon asked again, just to be sure. This time he said, "Let the fleece be dry and the ground be wet." And God did it again, patiently, kindly, because God doesn't mind our questions. He understands our fears. So, Gideon blew his trumpet. And guess what? 32,000 men showed up to join him. They were ready to fight the Midianites. Maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. But then, God said something surprising. The people who are with you are too many. Too many? That's right. God didn't want Israel to think they won because of their strength. He wanted them to know it was him. So Gideon told the men, "If you're afraid, you can go home." And just like that, 22,000 men left. Now only 10,000 men remained. But God said, "Still too many." So he gave Gideon another test. Gideon took the men to a river, and God told him to watch how they drank water. Some bent down and put their faces in the water, like dogs. Others knelt down and scooped water with their hands. God said, "Keep only the ones who scooped the water." Only 300 men did that. "By the 300 men, I will save you," said God. Can you believe it? From 32,000 down to 300 to fight 135,000 enemies? That would take a miracle. And that's exactly what God was planning. Because God doesn't need a crowd to do something big. He just needs someone willing to obey. That night, God encouraged Gideon. He snuck into the enemy camp and heard a soldier talking about a dream. "I saw a loaf of bread roll into our camp and knock down a tent," the man said. His friend replied, "That must mean Gideon will defeat us." That was all Gideon needed to hear. He worshipped God and got ready for battle. But wait, they had no swords, no spears. Gideon gave them something very different: trumpets, torches, and clay jars. He put a trumpet into every man's hand with empty pitchers and torches inside the pitchers. Wait, what kind of plan was this? In the middle of the night, Gideon's 300 men surrounded the Midianite camp. It was dark, quiet, still. And then At Gideon's signal, they blew their trumpets, smashed the jars, and held up their torches high. And they shouted loudly, "The sword of the Lord and of Gideon!" The Midianites were terrified. They ran everywhere in confusion. Some even fought each other. And just like that, the battle was won, and there was peace in the land. God saved Israel, not with many, not with strong weapons, but with faith. Because when God is with you, you don't need a huge army. You just need to trust him. And Gideon? He was no longer hiding. He led Israel with courage and wisdom. All because he said yes, even while he was still afraid. Maybe God is asking you to lead too, right where you are. You don't need to be the loudest, or the strongest, or the most confident. You just need to say, "Yes, I am ready, Lord." So the next time you feel too small or too weak, remember Gideon. Remember his 300. And remember this, when God is on your side, you're already more than enough. Be brave, like Gideon. Take the first step. God is writing your story too, and it's going to be good.